Milan has signed Spain striker Morata from Atletico Madrid. AC Milan signed him on a 4-year contract with an option for a further 12 months. The Serie A side triggered his release clause, which was reportedly about £11 million in external, and that was in order to just get his signature. We'll be having a UK-based sports podcaster join us on the program. Insonet Uche, I've known him for quite some time. He started his personal podcast and has been very huge on the preseason, looking at movements of players across the Pacific and even the Atlantic. And so we'll connect with Insonet Uche to talk about some of the money moves that we've been experiencing in the last couple of days. Glad to have you
Hello.
join us, Uche Insonet. Good. Is it okay? I think it's morning. Still the same timing with you.
Yeah,
Glad to have you.
it's the
Good
same
afternoon.
time. Yeah. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me, TC. It's quite. I'm really excited being here. Especially football is like music to my ears.
We've seen some moves, right? Morata made his professional debut a very long time ago. Chike, he made his debut very long time ago with Real Madrid and has also played for Juventus and as well as Chelsea. He won the Champions League twice in 2 spells at Real Madrid and lifted the Italian title twice. He won the FA Cup with Chelsea, scored 36 goals in 80 matches for Spain. And so having him leave with some what do you call clause in his contract saying, "Oh, you can trigger this and then sign up for the." It's not something that's very usual, but we've seen a team want him now. What do you make out of that?
See him like I see him like a player who is always signed for big clubs. So is not a new thing. He has actually played one of the biggest club in the whole world. So moving to AC Milan is quite not far fetched. And if you ask me, that move is quite expected. And he will actually fit in very, very well to that squad with the time when they are playing. If you notice, he's good with the ball. He just won the what do you call it, the Euro, which is also a good boost for the AC Milan squad. So moving to AC Milan is not at all out of place. But the only thing I'm actually worried about Morata is over the years, he's actually been, I call him an explorer, but I've not actually seen his significant big impact in the game. Okay. For example, yes, he have actually banging goals. You saw his actual impact and also in the Euros, but yet you saw that Yamal actually took the whole the young stars in the team took the whole team to the next level. That team, I told someone earlier before the match, is I'm not expecting Morata to do wonders in this Euros. So it wasn't. So Morata is not a player I'm actually expecting so much from. Okay, so that move is quite expected because that's been his way moving around huge transfers. But I bet he's going to work out very, very well in AC Milan. He's been with the Serie A. He knows how it's been done there. He's been there, done that. So it's not a new terrain for him. So he's going to perform very well. And kudos to him because having that kind of clause in his contract is really, really good. Having all those things around in his contract to give him the best impact that he needs to make good out of the transfer window any single time he wants it.
All right, let's talk about Manchester United now. Manchester United have signed French defender Lenny Yoro from Lille, and that's until 2029. Remind me, Manchester United is the club that you support, res or nay?
Exactly.
Okay, so I was right on that one. So in a deal worth 62 million euros, that's about 52.18 million pounds, and 8 million
Yeah.
euros in add-ons. The 18-year-old is the age now that's the focus for me. Has signed a 5-year contract at Old Trafford with the option for an additional 12 months. He made his real debut at the age of 16, has been linked with Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain, while Liverpool were also interested in him. What does he bring to the Manchester United team for you? Was it?
All right. For me, at first, I was a little bit skeptical about seeing the transfer. It was just at the rumor at the time. I was like saying, what's Inos trying to do? But now, I haven't gone through his previous stats. There's not much to dig in, honestly. There's not much to dig in. He just had 1 year played, and there's not much you can say. Okay, this is why we actually signed it. But the truth is, he has been on the radar for so long for a whole lot of scouts. And that kid is a special kid. When I say that, he reminds from Manchester United, I believe he's going to fit in so much, especially being paired with the likes of Martinez. He has a whole lot of quality to bring out, but if you watch the debut that they had, that should be yesterday. I was quite impressed with the way he tried to command in the defense, his composure and his quick, and for the fact that he can actually score goals, which is one thing that we barely have in terms of our defenders being able to score goal, going out there, and he has long legs, honestly, which is a good thing. He's a good fit for having Varane out of the squad and him coming in. Now, people saying, who is he? Why does he cost that so much? That's one question everybody's asking. But the truth is, when you scout a player, if you see the player has potential, everybody is going for that player. The same thing goes in for Mbappe. Remember, Mbappe was in the radar of so many clubs. Yes, when he moved from Monaco. And that does not take the fact out that Mbappe still turned out to be the superstar that we expected him to be. So Lenny case is not going to be different. I know the money people are shouting is too much, but when you have a potential player that you know that can actually do wonders, that fit into the let's say the position. And one good thing about this is he signed for Manchester United when Manchester United needed him. This is something very important. That means he's going to have a playing time, which is good. And with the right backing, he's going to have been a tremendous time right there. So I would say the amount seems a little bit big. And why the amount is like that? Because a whole lot of people want him. Like everybody said, if the amount is too much, we know what's going to happen out with Madrid. They wait for the contract to run out and they pick him for free. So that is, if you ask me, that's one of the reasons why that amount went up, because a whole lot of people want him, and if Madrid wants you, they'll do anything to get it. For this time to 2029, he's a Manchester United player, and he's going to stay for that, right? Even longer than that. Trust me, he will.
Okay, Uche, thank you very much. Thank you very much. What do you think Manchester United should do when the English press starts coming for this young man? Because we saw what happened to Martinez last season. When Martinez came in, the first complaint was that he was too short. And
yes.
Manchester United's first two games last 2 seasons, when Martinez came in, they lost. Yeah. And the press was just dragging this young man. So what do you think Manchester United should do when the press starts coming for this? He's just 18. What would the club do then if he starts flopping and start having issues? What would the club do? What should the club do? Especially when it's...
All right. So about this, you think about Manchester United with Martinez. Manchester United is a big club that's always been in the radar of big clubs. Okay. So and also for media. So it's no news that if you're Manchester United player, you need to just roll your sleeves and get ready. Okay, because it's going to hit you every step at a time. Before I answer the question, I need to talk about what Onana said. Onana said is he gave the support, and he knows it's going to be a very difficult one, but they are there to take the hits. All right, they're there to take the hits about his performance. But the truth is, the first one you said about Martinez being too short, that was, I believe, that comment was made by Carragher, and he proved people wrong. He proved it wrong. One good thing about having those critics is it will tell you that a lot is expected from you and you need to perform. The only problem I have with him is he's young and there's room for adaptability, because he might not adapt, because this is English. The weather also, you can't predict the English weather. It goes up and down like that. And we actually hope he adapts to that. And the media is a concern, which you've raised, which is quite noted. But he's a professional. This is something he must have thought through before he goes on to sign to Manchester United. We've seen the likes of Garnacho facing it. We've seen the likes of Ahmed. We've seen the likes of Evan and Rasmus. Once you're Manchester United, you're wearing the shirts, you're already in the face of all the media. And believe you me, it's not going to be an easy ride for him, but he just have to build a thick skin, all right? Build a thick skin and show performance every single day. Like, football fans have a short memory, so you have to show in performance every single match. So if you perform today and you forget it, tomorrow, man, they will absolutely forget what you did the last match. So it's about giving him the support. He has the team's backing. He has the fans backing, and he also has the teammates, the captain's backing. This is very important in any team you're going. So I don't even really expect him to be also being on the media rounds all this time, because we have people out there who's actually going to be able to support him, try to stay there. Martin is really experienced. I don't think it's going to be a problem for him, honestly. If you believe me, it's going to be a problem.
Paris Saint-Germain, we hear, are set to advance their pursuit of Napoli's Nigeria's forward Victor Osimhen, right? And still talking about what we hearing, PSG also wants to sign Napoli's Georgia winger Kivicha, and so the 19-year-old French midfielder desired do it also from Rennes. But then let's stick to Victor Osimhen. There's been this uncertainty about his movement, and that is the kind of thing we also experienced with Samuel Chukwueze just before he moved from Villarreal to AC Milan. And then some persons have described Samuel Chukwueze's move as a no-brainer. Like he did perform very well, at Villarreal as compared to his last season at AC Milan. So what would you say as regards a move for Victor Osimhen so he doesn't end up not getting the best performances, considering again that last season he wasn't at his peak for the Naples?
So Victor has been in the media for a whole lot of reasons and not actually the nice ones. So and right now, having this transfer rumors going around moving to PSG, I'll tell you, he already has a clause of that should be around more than 30 euros on his contract. Okay, and which is what they pegged it, which I believe Napoli is willing to go lower than that, which is a good thing, okay, because that's one of the things that really scared a whole lot of clubs out. So now it's about who wants it more. And for moving to PSG, I think that would be the right move, because right now PSG is actually in search of the next big team in that club. With Mbappe out, they need someone, they need a big name. If there's no other big name than having the African best player in that squad. Okay, so there's not a thing like having an African best player in that squad, which is really, really, really important. And looking at the way things are, you can see Rasmus, that should be Sergio is living. A lot of people are going to live in the club, and there's going to be room to look up to a leader. And I trust, believe you me, Victor is one player you can bench. You can't even try, because he is strong. He has he can dribble, he can actually run, and he's one of the players in the recent time that actually goes on head on. Okay, he's only him can actually drive through number of defenders. He can bully a whole lot of defenders, and he is the man that actually PSG would need to spike up the space that Mbappe left. So it's a good move to go down there, although people are talking about having Chelsea being in there. But weighing both of the options, things can happen. The transfer window is still fresh. Chelsea has always been known as people who still transfers over the years. So, but for PSG, I'll tell them it's better to seal up the deal. And about performance, no one should be even worried about Victor Osimhen performing in any club, because he has already been there, done that. So that's actually not actually a problem for any club to actually worry about.
All right, thank you very much. I think I'll draw it to the local scene. What can our leagues do to get some, should I call it foreign investment, foreign direct investment, just so that some of our players who play in Nigeria could get some real good money, and we don't have, I don't want to use the word capital flight, guys running away to, regions where there actually are no opportunities. I'm asking this because we need people to invest in this, in our league, so that our players could be seen. We need the 18-year-olds to be encouraged, and when they go out there, we can get some money like Brazil does, like Argentina does, and other South American nations. What can our leagues do to attract some investment? We need serious investment in our leagues.
For me, for someone who actually followed Nigerian professional football for quite a long time, actually been covering that if something really happened, I just have to stop that till they get things in place. Yeah, the league have actually improved from what I've actually met it for like 2 years ago. So there have been a whole lot of improvement in the league. I will tell you, I'm really quite impressed. And for in terms of bringing in investors, the first thing I would say is we need a collective data collection. That is one of the big problems we're actually having. There has been a big gap in the data collection in the Nigerian league, and that needs to be covered up before we can actually move forward. So all the clubs, the structure needs to be in place. We need to start collecting data from this league in terms of player statistics. We need to know their numbers. We need transparency in the transfer windows. We need an up-to-date. For example, we need all the clubs to have an updated data of their players. What is going on? Who is living? Where is going? So for journalists, for people like I am as well, like yourselves, for you to work, you need all these numbers. You need all this data to work with. If you don't have data to work with, there's no way you can actually improve that. So because we need all those numbers and all those data, this is the first place I believe that we should need to work around, have a standard data collection from all clubs and the league as a whole. Then before we can talk about having investors. Investors are all around there waiting for all this to actually go through. You don't even need to beg them. You don't need to say, all they need is the system doing right. We're actually in the football, I call it football boom, football media boom. And if you don't tap into it right now, look at what happened in Saudi Arabia. Look at what have changed. They've actually been everywhere, all over the whole place. Don't you think that we have the numbers to do that? We have. And we should talk about the TV rights. Let's actually have these televised all over. Let's get involved. And how do you do that? You need to we need to have a system that accommodates having to televise this all around the whole world. Let people see what is happening in this. And by that way, we can actually know to mitigate things that are not right, things are not doing well, and have all that all sorted out. So for me, I think we need a data-driven Premier League, a data-driven Nigerian professional football league for everything to work out very well, and the rest can be taken care of. Trust me.
So much, Insonet Uche, for joining us on the program, and of course, looking forward to having you at some other time on Soup Sport.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me to say. All right, bye.